this is confirmation from the people that want to pay the money. Sponsors. Oh man, Angel Reese fans are gonna be pissed.
Angel Reese is spiraling, and the collapse has never been clearer than when Ice Cube stood in front of the cameras and spelled it out. Caitlin Clark is the star sponsors want, not Reese.
Said that there will be no deal put in front of Angel Reese anytime soon.
And it wasn't subtle. He didn't hedge his words. He didn't dance around the topic. TMZ rolled the footage. Cube said flat out that the Big Three's $5 million offer was created exclusively for Clark. Not a shared package, not a whoever takes it first type of deal. No custom built for Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark, did you turn down $15 million? Oh, that's a boss move.
And that single sentence shattered every illusion about Angel Reese's so-called market power. Because Reese had built a brand on flash and noise, she crowned herself the Bayou Barbie, turned college games into fashion shows, strutted around like the face of a new wave.
Ice Cube, they're about to come and get Ice Cube. We know how this works. It won't be long.
And for a hot minute, the world bought in. Social media loved it. Reebok plastered her across campaigns. She looked like she was about to run the table on and off the court. But 2025 exposed everything. Empty arenas, underperforming deals, ugly shooting nights, and sponsors quietly bailing.
TMZ Sports caught up with Ice Cube himself at LAX this week. And the Big Three honcho said that there will be no deal put in front of Angel Reese anytime soon.
The empire wasn't real. It was scaffolding dressed up as a castle. Cube's explanation was simple and devastating. Sponsors told us Caitlin moves the needle. That's it. That's the quote. That's the market. Nobody said that about Reese. Clark brings in viewers, fills seats, sells jerseys, spikes TV ratings. Reese doesn't.
Sorry, Angel Reese. The $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark. Oh, fuck. It's about to get ugly.
And when Ice Cube, who turned NWO, Oxprius into a global brand, built movie franchises, and knows better than anyone how to monetize attention, says you're not worth the risk? That's worse than a headline. That's worse than losing a playoff game. That's a career-ending reality check.
TMZ Sports caught up with Ice Cube himself at LAX this week. And the Big Three honcho.
Think about the Big Three deal itself. $500,000 per game. 10 games, guaranteed. That's $5 million for just showing up and playing basketball. And here's the twist. It wasn't a gamble. Cube and his people had run the numbers. They knew the ticket sales, the streaming rights, the merchandise, the sponsorship activations. It was all calculated.
Caitlin Clark with the new Stanley Cup deal. It's amazing. I gotta go get my cup. I gotta get my t-shirt and my Stanley Cup. You already know.
Clark wasn't just a good bet. She was a sure profit. Reese, she didn't even make the first page of the pitch deck. Her fans tried to spin it as unfair, tried to frame it as Cube being biased, but business doesn't lie. If companies thought Reese could generate those kinds of returns, the offers would have been there. They weren't.
Let's take a look at the commercial.
Remember how bright the hype was after LSU's championship? Reese was everywhere. She was on late-night TV, on magazine covers, all over TikTok. Reebok jumped in fast, announcing her as the centerpiece of a big new campaign. It felt like she was about to become a mogul, but by mid-2025, that glitter turned into dust. The campaigns went flat. Some projects stalled so long they might as well have been canceled. Agencies started crunching the ROI and realized her online buzz wasn't moving product. Clicks were down, conversions were weak, retention didn't exist, hype wasn't cash.
It looked like she took the city over. CC with MJ. CC get treated like MJ in the rack. Oh my God.
Then came Chicago, the All-Star Weekend. That was supposed to be Reese's stage. Chicago was her turf. The Bayou Barbie was supposed to be the center of the show. And yet, Caitlin Clark, sidelined with an injury, not even touching the floor, turned the entire weekend into a Clark festival. Fans packed the streets for her. Crowds screamed her name like she was Michael Jordan himself returning to the city. And Reese? She was technically there, smiling for the cameras, doing the PR rounds, but she wasn't the story. She wasn't even a footnote.
It's things like this as to why she can turn down $15 million from Ice Cube and the Big Three. These type of deals. The sneakers is on the way. The CC ones is on the way. The logo ones. Get 2 pair if you can.
Chicago flipped on its head, and Clark owned it without playing a single possession. That's the difference that's been haunting Reese since branding versus authenticity. Reese has branding, catchy slogans, viral TikToks, photo ops. Clark has authenticity, numbers, wins, historic moments, and the kind of presence you can't fake. Brands don't fall for smoke and mirrors forever. They want the sure thing.
Didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
Took over the city of Chicago, and this is the star power that Ice Cube was referring to. Every city, every state, anywhere in the world that she goes, it's gonna look like this.
Now let's break down the numbers, because this is where Reese's hype train derailed completely. Caitlin Clark, in just 50 WNBA games, already tied for the 3rd most triple-doubles in league history. 50 games. That's not just impressive, that's historic. She's rewriting record books before her rookie contract even finishes. Her games double or triple the average WNBA ratings. Entire arenas sell out just because her name is on the lineup. Families plan vacations around catching her play in person. That's generational pull. Reese, she can't even half fill her own arena for an LSU exhibition against Brazil. That's not just a gap, that's a canyon.
For Ice Cube, they're about to come and get Ice Cube. We know how this works. It won't be long.
Merchandise tells the same story. Clark's jersey isn't just selling, it's dominating the charts. Top 3 across the league. Reorders selling out. Resellers flipping them like limited edition sneakers. Reese's merch? Barely a blip. No buzz, no urgency. That's the kind of metric that ends negotiations in boardrooms before they even start. Or let's not gloss over the basketball itself. Reese's defenders love to throw double-double around like it's an ironclad defense. But when you're shooting 33% from the field, those rebounds start looking like padded stats. That's not efficiency. That's desperation dressed up as production. You can't trick scouts. You can't trick sponsors. Clanking shots and empty seats paint the picture more clearly than any PR campaign ever could.
This is insane. Caitlin Clark. The Big Three reportedly offered Caitlin Clark $15 million for 10 games.
Cube, for his part, didn't even bother to sugarcoat it. "I'm not in the business of losing money." That was the line. 7 words that put an end to every argument. It wasn't bias, it wasn't personal, it wasn't even about personality. It was about money. Clark brings it in, Reese doesn't. Case closed.
Orange?
And then came March 2025. Cube and his team doubled down. An expanded $15 million offer, $1.5 million per game. Once again, Caitlin Clark only, not Reese, not anyone else. And here's the wildest part. Clark turned it down. Do you know how insane it is to walk away from $15 million for 10 games? That's superstar leverage. That's billionaire energy. Clark can say no to $15 million because she's already printing money with Nike deals, Stanley Cup partnerships, and the soon-to-launch CC1 signature sneakers. Meanwhile, Reese is still scrambling for the scraps, still chasing deals that don't stick, still hoping for a moment that never comes. This is why the comparisons sting so badly.
That is a lot of money, unrivaled. If y'all think y'all gonna get Caitlin Clark over there for chump change and a little bit of equity, you have another thing coming. This woman turned down $15 million, so you best believe she will turn down your offer if it's not right as well.
Caitlin Clark dictates the market. She dictates TV schedules. She dictates sponsor money. She dictates the culture. Reese, she's optional. She's extra. She's only in the conversation because she's been standing next to Clark long enough to soak in some reflected spotlight. When the light shifts, she disappears. Ronar, every room, boardrooms, marketing meetings, fan threads, media panels, comes to the same conclusion. Clark is the product. Reese is the hype. One produces ROI. The other bleeds budgets. One fills arenas. The other leaves empty seats. One is shaping the WNBA's future. The other is fading with every missed shot and every quiet sponsorship exit. Ronar, and that's the cold reality Reese is facing. She can't fake the numbers. She can't dance her way into brand loyalty. She can't hashtag her way into sold-out arenas. And unless she reinvents herself entirely, unless she finds a new way to matter outside of chasing Caitlin Clark's shadow, she'll keep spiraling. More sponsors will vanish. More fans will fade away. More headlines will write her into footnotes instead of features. Ronar, and meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is building an empire. Not just endorsements, not just jerseys, not just records, legacy. She's setting herself up as the face of the league, the heartbeat of the sport, the cultural icon sponsors and fans can't get enough of. Clark is stacking wealth, history, and relevance in real time. Angel Reese? She's watching from the sideline, trying to hold on to a brand that already feels like yesterday's news. Clark is longevity. Reese is noise, and noise, no matter how loud, always fades into silence.